Howdy diddly dandy there, chums to side Captain Steve, and I'm up inside of the Nexus to deliver some news. So there has been some news, people, which we'll get to in a moment, but before we get to that, I want to say a massive, great big thank you to everybody that's subscribed to the channel so far. 27,000 subscribers, thank you one and all. Anyway, to the news, we've got a Twitter tweet from Sean of the Murrays, and look at this. So he says, No Man's Sky Switch is releasing on October 7th, which is really soon. Boom! Yeah, Switch is our next big release and marks the moment No Man's Sky takes over to 4.0. Switch is a real labour of love for us, and the whole team is fully focused on delivering that technical mini miracle, which it is. You know, to bring this to the Nintendo Switch, freaking phenomenal. I can't believe it's actually happening, but it is. But the interesting thing with this is it states that there it's going to be ticking over to 4.0. No emoji, no gib. Nothing to say this is our big update of 2022. Nothing like that. So people are reading into this and wondering whether it means that we're not getting anything other than the Switch update, which is still amazing. But then at the bottom of the Endurance update, it actually says, today we're releasing what is probably our biggest update of the year. Our 20th major free update. Perhaps fittingly we're calling it Endurance. So they've already said Endurance was perhaps, or probably, the biggest update of the year for them when it comes to maybe delivering content. So maybe we've already had the big content this year. I mean, it was big. But at the bottom of the Endurance dev update, they kind of contradict that. It says, with plenty of new content for No Man's Sky underway, and the Nintendo Switch. And it kind of, having those two next to each other, kind of hints that they might be dropping together. You know, well, that's how some people have interpreted and read it, and I'm one of those people included in that bunch. So it's a little bit odd. Now, we have had posts in the past by Sean Murray saying it's lovely to hear people starting to say that they don't know what else we would add into No Man's Sky. But our list is still pretty long and increasingly weird. And this was back in May. Now, we have had the Living Frigates, which was quite weird. But then he goes on to say, we honestly never expected to have No Man's Sky this popular as far out from launch and how people go crazy over a single emoji, but we haven't had the emoji. At the very top of that list, though, it does mention that expeditions, no matter how popular they are, they're not going to release just an expedition on its own. The expeditions usually come with a planned update. Well, the Switch 4.0 is a planned update. So yeah, expeditions have been super popular. We know there are a ton of people playing. Yeah, and they go on to say that, don't they? You know? Anyhows, I put out a poll to see what people felt inside of the Viewerverse. Is it just a Switch update, or will there be content as well? 25% said Switch only, but then 75% said and content with it, you know? And that was sort of echoed in the comments. Boyd made a good point, was saying, I believe there might be an expedition to go with it as well. Well, that would give everybody something to do, wouldn't it? And I'll quite welcome that. Procedural Traveller picked up on that probably way before and look at that, 15 hours, and he's got a decent poll going there, 544 votes, and it's similar in the results that I had. However, he also added Switch plus Expedition, and 28% think that could be the case. Just the Switch version, 26%, and Switch plus content, 44%. So maybe the Expedition counts. If you got that 28 and put it on the 44, that almost mirrors my own poll results, doesn't it, people in the Viewerverse? So very interesting. I usually go by what the community and the consensus is out there. So these polls, although they're just opinions and sway, you guys have been right more often than you've been incorrect. So yeah, there we go. That's what I think might be happening. I think we might get the Nintendo Switch version, a UI update, graphical improvements to the whole verse, and maybe a little bit more streamlining and a little bit more polish, maybe tying up of some of the stories, an expansion to maybe some of the lore, because you've got to think, the Switch version is solo. So maybe they're going to bring something out on the Switch to sort of pad that out. There might be a few quality of life things and a few tie-ups to some of the stuff that we've got in verse. Maybe the station override might be given an answer. Maybe they might tie up the lore of Ariadne going into the world of glass. I mean, we've got Laylaps now, the little drone that actually saved travellers from the realm of glass. So maybe they might add in a bit more lore. We can only but hope, fingers crossed. So yeah, there might not be content. It might not be the biggest 4.0 update, but we can only but wait and see. You know what? We haven't got long to wait. to see, have we? October the 7th is right around the corner, and I'm still extremely excited for what No Man's Sky and Hello Games is going to deliver into this verse. So yeah, still excited, but I'm putting my expectations back in the box. All my wish list for 2022 I don't think has been fully fledged out and realised, but I must say Endurance did a heck of a lot of that, and also the Sentinel update, and the fact that we got Laylaps from the lore, from the realm of glass, that's a tick in the frickin' box, isn't it? Yeah, so there we go, people. I'd love to hear your thoughts and feelings. Please sound off inside of the comments. But yeah, I'm putting my expectations firmly back inside of the box. That hype train that I'm usually on, the choo-choo train, yeah, back in the frickin' station, mate. It is at the moment. I kind of feel maybe 4.0 isn't going to be as big as Next or as big as Beyond. I really hoped it would. I really hoped 4.0 would deliver the Realm of Glass in actuality into the verse. But I'm kind of thinking maybe the Realm of Glass is creeping into our own realm at the moment with all these infested planets. So maybe they're going a different direction with how they're going to deliver this Realm of Glass into the verse. Maybe we might become the antivirus to battle it inside of this dimension. Who knows? Anyway, again, sound off in the comments. Let us know what you think. And until next time, people, you've all been freaking awesome. And what I would say is that ticker at the bottom, the news ticker where I said I might do some real or fake videos and things like that. If there is no content, actual content to give, like people like myself and other people that have been playing since day dot, I might start a new adventure. I might start doing the voice acting for EXO and do my old adventure, you know, like I had on my old channel. I might re-deliver that, mainly for the Switch players. I think they'd really appreciate it, and for you guys that have sounded off to say that you missed all of that. So yeah, I might redo that. So I might start a new save. But I might also do the odd sort of reaction video, real or fake video, until something really substantial comes back in and grips us. There's also Hello Games' new project that they've been tantalising us with for the last few years to say that it's in the pipeline, and it's hugely ambitious, perhaps even more so than No Man's Sky. So hopefully we might get to find out a bit more of that in 2023. Roll on 2023 is all I can say, because if Endurance was the biggest update of this year, we might see something small around Halloween perhaps. I mean, they've done something pretty much every Halloween inside of No Man's Sky verse in delivering more creepy stuff. So maybe if they are to put something out there with the Realm of Glass included, or tie up that lore with Ariadne, maybe they're not going to even do it in this Switch release. Maybe that might be put off to the end of October to give people something to do. Who knows? Anyway, people, take care out there in the viewerverse. That's your news from Captain Steve. Goodbye, and goodbye again. Well, thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see, please hit a like and a subscribe. And I'd like to say a massive, great big thank you to all of my backers over on Patreon and over on YouTube membership. Thanking you, backers. And if you want to support this channel, just don't skip the adverts. That throws revenue down my avenue. Or yeah, just stay with Captain Steve that little bit longer and hit something on this screen. There's merch here now too.